All right. If you need help with the guiding reading meiosis worksheet from earlier this week, I'm going to go over the answers to make sure you got them all right. All right. So, what is a gene? Number one, a gene, Gene. So, these are not the genes that you wear. A gene is a segment of DNA that codes for a particular trait. So we have genes for eye color. We have genes for skin color. We have genes for hair color. We have genes for freckles. We have genes for dimples. We have genes for, hey, how many fingers do you got? Do you have 5 fingers? Do you have 6 fingers? So there's little segments of your DNA that has the code in it to give you all the traits you have. And a gene is a little one segment that codes for one of your traits. Number two, human somatic cells, your body cells, they're diploid. That means they have two of each chromosome, one from mom, one from dad, 23 pairs for a total of 46 chromosomes. Three, a segment of DNA that codes for a particular protein or trait. That's the same question as number one, just in reverse. It's still a gene. Segment of DNA that codes for a particular trait, that's a gene. What are homologous chromosomes? Homologous. All right, so we get 23 pairs of chromosomes, one from mom, one from dad. So we got two number ones, two number twos, all the way to two chromosome number 23. So they are chromosomes that are the same size and have the same genes. So they're not exactly the same. Like, for eye color, chromosome pair number 15. Maybe your mom gave you the gene for blue eyes and your dad gave you the gene from brown eyes. They have the same gene, for eye color. But, there's different forms of genes. There's blue eyed genes, there's brown eyed genes, green eyed genes. In the image below, circle the two chromosomes that are homologous. They're going to be the same size. One will be pink, one will be green. The pink one you got from your mom, the green one you got from your dad. And the homologous ones are going to be this one. It's going to be this one right here, the pink one you got from your mom, and then this green one right here, because they're the same size, you can see. And they also have the same banding pattern. See a dark band here, dark band here, white band, white band, white band, white band. All right, so those two right there are homologous chromosomes. All right, number six. Your sex cells, your reproductive cells, the male sperm, the female egg. This is just a straight vocabulary. Those are called gametes. Gametes. So your reproductive cells are your gametes. Your somatic cells are your body cells, the cells that make up your body. And we say that gametes are considered haploid. Just another straight up vocabulary word that you got to learn. Nobody knows what haploid is when they're born, but now you've heard it. Haploid, what does it mean? So gametes are haploid because they have half half the number of chromosomes as somatic cells. So your somatic cells have 46 chromosomes, one from mom, one from dad, where your gametes only have 23 chromosomes. So you're only given one of each homologous chromosome. You're not given both. On the other hand, 8 somatic cells have two of each chromosome, one from mom, one from dad. So they're not considered haploid because they have two of each, not one. They're considered diploid. Once again, that's just a new term that you got to memorize. When I was born, I didn't know what diploid meant. I had to learn it just like you. All right, so nine, how many chromosomes are in human gametes, the reproductive cells? Well, since our somatic cells, our body cells have 46, and gametes are haploid, which means they have half of 46 would be 23. 10, with sex chromosomes, blank are XX. So the sex chromosomes, I'm going to show you, there'll be a picture coming up down later, lower on this worksheet. Females, girls, you have two X chromosomes. You got one X from your mom, you got one X from your dad. Males, boys, guys, you guys are XY. So males or guys are XY. So you got an X chromosome from your mom because females, that's all they have. They have two X chromosomes. So they give one X chromosome or they give the other one. Or males were XY. So you got an X from your mom and you got a Y chromosome from your dad. That's what makes you a male. 11, the 22 chromosomes that are the same for males and females. So the first 22 chromosomes, pair number 1 through 22, they're the same. Those are called the autosomes. That's not a super important term. Somatic cells are produced through mitosis. Your body cells are produced through mitosis, but your gametes are made through what we're learning now, meiosis. All right? So somatic cells, mitosis, gametes, meiosis. All right, cruising right along. Which process is shown in the image? All right, so you can see these are homologous chromosomes. This blue one you got from your dad, this red one you got from your mom. During prophase 1 of meiosis, they hang out together, real close together, in what's called a tetrad. Tetrad. I don't think you'll need to know that. And you can see how they're kind of crossing their legs right here. And you can see that they exchanged some genes. They exchanged some DNA. So this blue chromosome from dad got a little mom chromosome mixed in. And the red chromosome from mom got a little blue dad DNA mixed in. So this is called crossing over. It's called crossing over. It occurs during prophase 1 of meiosis. And this is going to make your gametes all unique. Even if you make a million reproductive cells, a million sperm or egg cells, they're all going to be different, even if you make a million of them. And this is one reason that they're all different, crossing over. So when meiosis is done, one cell is going to get a chromosome that's all blue. One cell is going to get one that's mostly blue with a little red. One is going to get mostly red with a little blue. And then the fourth cell is going to have a chromosome that's all red. And remember, this is just with 2 chromosomes. Remember, we have 46. Which stage of meiosis is shown in the image? All right. So obviously this is a metaphase because they're lined up in the middle. The question is it metaphase 1 or is it metaphase 2? And you can see it's a double file line of chromosomes. We got a red one, we got a blue one. We got a blue one, we got a red one. So it's 2 chromosomes here, a blue one here, red one here. So since it's a double file line of chromosomes down the middle, this one happens first. This is metaphase 1. Metaphase 1. All right, so if it's a double file line, it's metaphase 1. If it was metaphase 2, it'd be a single file line. There'd be 1 chromosome here, 1 chromosome here, 1 chromosome here. But since there's 2, it's a double file line, it's metaphase 1. All right, so these are both anaphases. They're both moving away. These guys are moving that way, those guys are moving that way. These guys are moving up, those guys are moving down. So they're both anaphase. Question is, anaphase 1 or anaphase 2? Which one happens first? You can see here the sister chromatids are still attached. So these are still double-stranded right here. Where you can see over here, the sister chromatids have been separated from each other. So this is a single-stranded. So this one happens second. This one happens first. All right, so this one over here is going to be anaphase 2. This one happens second because the sister chromatids are separated from each other. There's nothing we can separate anymore. On the right side, you can still separate these chromatids from each other, so there's still some dividing to do. So over here on the right, it's going to be I forgot to write it. Anaphase 2 on the left, and on the right, it's going to be anaphase 1. All right, moving on. All right, so here's a little chart. Now, I'll be honest, usually in this unit, cell reproduction, a written question on our test will be, give me 4 differences between mitosis and meiosis, and you cannot say they're spelled different. But here's a bunch of differences right here you're going to get in this chart. All right, so mitosis, number of cell divisions. Oh, text box. Number of cell divisions, only 1. One cell divides into 2, and it's done. But with meiosis, we have 2 separate divisions. One cell will divide to become 2, but we're not done. Those 2 cells will divide to become 4. Does crossing over occur? Another difference. In mitosis, no. The chromosomes do not exchange sections of DNA in mitosis, but in meiosis, yes, they do. So the mom chromosome will give some DNA to the dad chromosome, and the chromosome you got from your dad will give some of its DNA to the mom. It's kind of like shuffling a deck of cards. It's mixing up the genes. It's shuffling them together. Products. I don't know what it says in our reading, but this is what I'm going to put. You make 2 diploid cells. Remember, diploid means it has 2 of each chromosome. 2 number 1s, 2 number 2s, 2 number 3s. You get 1 from mom, 1 from dad. Where meiosis, you're not going to make 2, you're going to make 4 haploid cells. So really, you got enough differences. Number of divisions: mitosis 1, meiosis 2. Does crossing over occur? Mitosis no, meiosis yes. How many cells do we make? 2 with mitosis. We make 4 with meiosis. In mitosis, we make diploid cells with 2 of each chromosome. And with meiosis, we make haploid cells that have half the number of chromosomes, only 1 of each chromosome. Type of cells produced. In mitosis, we're making somatic cells or body cells. Where in meiosis, we're making the gametes or reproductive cells. I don't know what it says in our reading for purpose. This is what I'm going to put. The purpose of my mitosis is to make exact copies of the original cell. So I want my new skin cells, when it divides to make more cells, I want them to be exactly like the old skin cells. I don't want them to change. I want them to stay the same. The skin cells are working good. And that's with all your cells, bone cells. But for meiosis, you want to make cells that are all unique. Unique means different. So all your gametes are different. You could have 20 kids and they're all going to be different because your gametes are all different. They all have different combination of chromosomes, and with crossing over, each of your gametes, even if you made a million of them, none of them, no two would be exactly alike. All right, does the image below show a karyotype for a female or a male? All right, so remember, chromosome pair number 1 through 22, those are the autosomes. Those are the same whether you're a male or female. You can't tell anything from them. So here's 19, 20, 21, 22. It's this one right here, chromosome pair number 23. Now, this one you can see there's a big X chromosome and a little tiny Y. So this one is XY. And if you remember, XY is for males. Females are XX. So this is a male. These are the chromosomes of a male. If it was a female, there'd be another big X chromosome right here because females have two X chromosomes. They get one X from their mom, they get one X from their dad. We're males, we get an X chromosome from our mom, and we get the little Y chromosome from our dad. All right, and the last question. What is non-disjunction? Non-disjunction is kind of a weird term. Junction means to come together, so disjunction means to go apart. So non-disjunction means to go back together again. So I don't know why they didn't just say junction. Non-disjunction. All right, anyways, this is what. So remember, in anaphase, your chromosomes are supposed to separate from each other. Half of them go to one side of the cell, half of them go to the other side. Sometimes they get stuck, and two chromosomes will go in the same direction. They won't separate from each other. So non-disjunction is a failure of chromosomes to separate during meiosis. So it's a failure of chromosomes to separate during meiosis. And what can this cause? So here are the chromosomes for somebody with Down syndrome. So everything looks fine. 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Whoa, chromosome pair number 21. He or she's got 1, 2, 3. We're supposed to only have two, one from mom, one from dad. Well, during meiosis, one of the parents, their chromosomes kind of got stuck together. So they went into the same gamete, giving this person 3 chromosomes instead of 2. Well, this is caused by non-disjunction. All right, so everybody should get this completed and submitted, and I'll see you next time.